Hey folks, Quill18 here, and we're back with some more The Old Gods pack opening. And our last stack of 63, technically, we got one legendary. Let's see if we can do better this time. Oh, two golden... Okay, golden common, golden rare. Yeah, we have all of those already, though. So I'm going to try to go a lot faster than last time. Last time I was looking at more of the cards, trying to analyze things, but here now we're just hunting for rares. You're my first Claxy Amber Weaver. Even though only being rare, but it's a class 1. 4/5 for 4, always good. Battlecry for Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, gain +5 health. So this would gain +5 health. So it would have 10 hit points, 10 health. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. Boom. Rare is another cultist. We have lots of those. Epic and a rare. Blood of the Ancient One. You are new. 9/9 for 9. If you control 2 of these at the end of your turn, merge them into the Ancient One. I don't remember. Hearthstone, the Ancient One. What are you? The Ancient One is a 30/30 with no special abilities, no taunt, no charge, nothing like that. It does merge at the end of your turn though, which is nice because it means you'll be able to use your 9/9, summon the other one. Well, I guess the other one will have summoning sickness. It doesn't really matter. And then you get a 30/30. It's cute. I don't know how often it'll come up, but it is what it is. And another corrupted heal bot. Yay, more arcane dust. Selfless hero again. Okay, we've got tons of those. I still love the card, but I don't need any more. Rare, another cultist. Man, I got a lot of those. It's probably still rares I don't have, let alone have 2 of. But I've got like 5 of those cultists. Double rare, Shadow Word Horror, that's my second one of those, and another Claxy Amber Weaver, which, I guess, you know, since it's still Yeti strength, even if you cast it without your Cthulhu busted, it's boosted, it's not the worst. There we go. Shifter Xeris. Oh, yeah! This is interesting, because it's not really someone you can build a deck around, at all. So, each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a random minion. So, I mean, I'm hoping that the card, like, so presumably, like, on turn 1, you know, you've got it, it turns into a fiery bat, but I'm hoping that the fiery bat will still have some sort of indicator on it to remind me that it's actually a Shifter Xeris fiery bat. So you just hold on to it until it turns into something good. I mean, more YOLO randomness. We'll have to play with it, you know, in one of our crazy decks. I'm not sure that you can include this somewhere as, like, a strategic element, because a lot of minions are going to be kind of crap. And you got to just hold on to it until it's something good for the amount of mana that you're hoping to use it for. Yeah, it is a weird one. But we did technically get another legendary, so I don't know, salt levels? Another Servant of Yogg-Saron, which is a lot of fun. I want an actual Yogg-Saron, though. Forbidden Healing. I believe this is our first one of those. So it spends all your mana to heal twice that much health. It's nice and flexible. I don't know. I guess you could heal for 20, which is pretty good for one card if it's just one of your late game holds. Maybe you include one of them in your deck. Second Blood to Ichor, which I think is quite good. I think is... I strongly suspect it's going to be a staple in a lot of warrior decks. Third Evolve. This is a First Blade of Cthulhu. Oh, yes! So it is a 9 mana, effectively, big game hunter. Because it just kills any minion. It's a 4/4, so it's a bit bigger. It is 9. But the thing is, not only does it destroy the minion, no matter how big or small it is, it adds that health and attack and health to Cthulhu, which does buff it. It's really interesting. It's very expensive. But it is potentially a big tempo swing. I don't know. One rare, another Swarmer. Okay, that makes my 4th or 5th of those guys. Including a golden one. That's my second Rallying Blade, which I think has really, really good potential. Another Evolve. Pretty sure that's my 4th of those. I'm not buying any more packs after this. No, that's, I think, my 3rd Mire Keeper. 4th Mire Keeper. Not even convinced these are good. I think they're probably okay. I mean, I think they're going to be great in Arena, because that's you know, a lot of card value. But, come on, game. That's my 3rd Shadow Word Horror. Card I'm, again, not really convinced about. That's a 3rd Vilefin Inquisitor. Okay. Now the game... I was really happy about that card, but... we're going to have to dust that, which is a shame when there's probably a lot of epics I don't have. Another Servant of Yogg-Saron, which means I've got too many of them. Another Darkshore Librarian. Again, another card I'm not quite sure about. Sure, I'll see the light about it at some point. Twilight Summoner. Okay, you're quite interesting. This is our first one of these. It's a 1/1 for 4, which obviously sounds bad, but it's Death Rattle. It's to summon a 5/5. The problem is, so you're effectively, in a sense, getting 6/6 worth of stat for 4. Or another way to look at it is you are getting a 5/5 for 4, but it's delayed 5/5. But yeah, so you cast this on turn 4. On turn 5, you attack with it, and on turn 6, you have a 5/5 you can attack with. Feels pretty weak sauce. Second Blackwater Pirate, which I'm not convinced about as being a very strong card. That's an XS Master of Evolution, but hey, at least a lot of dust in this pack. What you got for me? No, that's interesting. So it's 2/1 for 3 that deals 2 damage and does the Cthulhu buff. I think that is a fine card. And specifically in a Cthulhu deck. I mean, I'm not going to say necessarily in general, but... golden rare. Oh, hey, a golden Selfless Hero. Excellent. I love this card, so I'm happy to have a golden one. And the second Forbidden Healing. Did it say to your hero? Hang on. Come on, my collection. Oh god, the servers have lagged. Oh, there we go. Servers are being way overloaded. Forbidden. Restore that much health. Oh, no, to anything! Okay, so early on, you can use it as a way to heal up one of your critters. And later on, you can use it, and therefore give you more tempo at the cost of a card. But if you would have lost a creature, then it's effectively the same as casting another one in a sense. And later on, you can use it as a giant heal, as an anti-aggro kind of thing. I mean, that's the thing. Forbidden Healing would not fit into an offensive Paladin deck. But a more tempo or mid-range or even control Paladin deck that's got big creatures that need healing, or you just want to be able to revive a bunch of health later on, is actually quite nice. Another Thistle Tea, which I'm really not convinced is a great card, but again, I'm waiting to be shown wrong. It's certainly... Is that my third Forbidden Healing? God, the game really loves to give me, like, extra copies of the same epics. Second Disciple of Cthulhu, which is nice if we're going to make our Cthulhu deck. Another Disciple of Cthulhu. Okay, see? Every time I say I enjoy a card, the game's like, oh, well, I'll give you more of those. You know what I like? Legendaries. That's like my 4th Forbidden Ritual. At least it's not an epic. Although I guess I would have gotten more dust for it. It just would less salty. Another Master of Evolution. I mean, at this point, well, we haven't literally gotten every card at all. We haven't. I'm betting we haven't even gotten every rare, let alone every epic and legendary. But I'm not going to open any more. Oh, there's another legendary, and it's a new one. Okay, and ooh, okay. So this is our first Forbidden Flame. Spend all your mana. Deal that much damage to a minion. So you cannot use this to kill an enemy. But it does give you a very flexible way to nuke something on the board. It is less mana efficient than a fireball. But it is interesting. It could ping for 1 or it can do a lot of damage. That's very interesting. I wonder if that'll see play. So our legendary is Soggoth the Slitherer. 5/9 for 9. He's got Taunt. Okay, so he's a giant wall, and he can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, which means... So battle cries can still target him. So he could be taunted by or he can be silenced by, like, you know, an owl or something like that. He can't be killed by Big Game Hunter, which I think would still see play occasionally at 5 mana. I don't think it's out of the game at 5 mana. So he can't be targeted by that. He could be eaten by the giant rogue assassin thing. But that's a class-based thing, so it's not something you have to worry about universally. That is a giant wall that cannot be easily dealt with other than smashing into it with a whole bunch of creatures. It can be removed by things that are like pure AoEs, like a Brawl or some damn thing like that. I mean, he's very generic. I'm not convinced that he's great as a legendary. I'm sure there's something I would like more. Dog Saron. But he's not a terrible card. I don't think you put him in a deck because usually you slot your legendaries for something very specific. But my second thing from below, huge fan of that. Gonna appreciate that in my Shaman deck, my probably overpowered Shaman deck that's gonna get nerfed somewhere down the line. It's an extra Rallying Blade, which I don't particularly care about. More Selfless Heroes, more Corrupted Heal Bots. Okay, we're gonna see how much dust we end up with. I've got quite a bit of dust right now because I was opening some extra packs recently, playing a little bit, another Mire Keeper. Boom. Oh, rare. Cult Sorcerer. I think that's our second one of those, and he's not a bad card. Giant Sandworm, you are new. 8/8 for 8. Whenever this attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again. This is like Super Whirlwind. Because it's not limited to just twice. You can go kill a minion, kill a minion, kill a minion, kill a minion. Good for face, assuming you're still alive at that point. And, you know, wow, that's, Again, it's always hard to justify very expensive cards that don't do something the instant they enter play, right? Because there's so many ways to remove things. But again, with Big Game Hunter being sort of nerfed out of being something that's always around, this does have a chance to survive for a turn. And even if it doesn't survive for a turn, if someone just tries to kill this with minions, it's almost certainly going to eat at least 2 of them to kill this. If not like 2 of them plus a hero power or a spell or a 3rd minion or something like that. And if it survives, that's a very interesting clear. Especially if you happen to sit this behind a taunt or anything like that. It might be hard to get that to line up. But that's interesting. I mean, that would be devastating in Arena. In Constructed? I don't know. So hard to fit high-cost creatures in Constructed. I think we already had all those. Yeah, pretty sure we did, actually. I mean, at least 2 copies before is what I meant. Shadowcaster, you are new. 4/4 for 5. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion. Add a 1/1 copy to your hand that costs 1. Well, that's a weird ability. So obviously you're going to be trying to choose something that ideally has a powerful Battlecry or something like that. So it's almost a combo. It's almost like a 6 casting cost card, right? You get a 4/4 plus some other Battlecry of your choice. Yeah, so now all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's a 4/4 with a Battlecry for 6 is the way we can think about this. And the Battlecry will depend on what you have on the board. So you need something out there that's good and worthwhile. I mean, it could also be something that has a passive buff. Like, there could be other potentials, but I don't know. It might be an interesting pairing with some of the Cthulhu cards. Right? Pair it with the one that comes in and does 2 damage and gives Cthulhu like +2/+2 or whatever. That's interesting. Another Infested Wolf, but I think we already had 2. Another Amber Weaver. We've got 2 of those. Another Corrupted Healbot. We've got about 15 of those. Another Forbidden Healing. Is that... Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not my 4th copy of Forbidden Healing? Oh, I hate this game so much sometimes. Another Infested Wolf. At least we get a few free more decks by playing the game. Corrupted Seer, that I believe is my 3rd one of those. I mean, it's only a rare, so it's a little bit more understandable. That's like my 17th Mire Keeper. That's my 2nd Journey Below. So that at least is nice. Yeah, 18th Mire Keeper. Not literally true, but we've got a lot of them. Oh, what do we have here? Another Shadow Ward. Okay, so this is my... I got a Golden Storm Rack as well, which is nice. This is my 1st copy of Forbidden Ancient. So it's... Okay. So it's forbidden. So it's one of these spend all your mana. Gets +1/+1. So basically what it is, it's an XX creature where X is equal to however much mana you have spent. So you cast this with 10 mana, you get a 10/10. Yeah, flexible creature. Very vulnerable to silence, of course, right? These things. But, I mean, with the Owl being nerfed to 3 mana, it's a little less bad. There's not that much silence in the game. Shadow Word Horror again. I think this is our first Demented Frostcaller. After you cast a spell, freeze a random enemy. Interesting. Maybe, I mean, obviously you'd need to pair it with like a specific type of deck. I'm not convinced that's a strong card. Twilight Darkmender. Oh, this is our first one of these. If your Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, restore 10 health to your hero. This is less good than the 10 armor one, because obviously you're going to have to make sure you're less than 10 health at the time that this goes, or less than 20. You know, you have lost more than 10 health for this to be worthwhile. That being said, you have to wait until your Cthulhu's got at least 10 attack before that comes up, so it's going to be a bit later in the game. It's a big heal, and it's a 6/5 for 5. That's actually a perfectly costed body. Can't complain about that. And the heal might be very, very powerful. Forlorn Stalker, we've got at least 2 of those. In fact, I think we already had 3. Okay, another Steward. Another Blade of Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure that's the sort of thing you need 2 of. Double rare. More dust? Yeah, more dust. Although I do like the Disciple of Cthulhu. Another Master of Evolution, so we've got 30,000 of them. But I was really happy to see them at first. Less insulting if it was a bad card. Now we've had like 30,000 Thistle Teas, and now I hate that. Because the Thistle Tea is, I don't know. Another Addled Grizzly. Give me one more Legendary to close this out. Come on, buddy, you can do it. I think we already had exactly 2 Blood Cell cultists. It's not like we've been insulted by having a billion of them. Double rare. Second Midnight Drake, which is interesting. And I've never been able to build a dragon deck because I don't have enough dragons. Another Servant of Yogg-Saron. Boom. Another Shifting Shade. We've got a lot of those. And I'm not convinced they're super strong. Except for, like, fun factor. Oh, there's my third Midnight Drake. 2 more decks. Second Demented Frostcaller. That was a rare that took forever to show up for us. Rare Epic. Oh, what a good deck to end with! Holy shit! Okay. Alright, that was a good way to end. I was going to say, oh, we got another Epic. That's a good way to end. Rare into Epic was good. Into Legendary on the final pack I'm opening, baby. And this is interesting, this dude. I like it. So he's a 4/6 taunt for 7, which obviously is not very well costed. But if you're Cthulhu, so this has to be something that you put in a Cthulhu deck. But if it has at least 10 attack, you summon another one of these. So you get a pair of 4/6 taunters for 7, which is all of a sudden really good. And Cthulhu decks are all going to be sort of controlling late game decks because you got to make sure your Cthulhu's as big as possible, and you have to wait until you actually draw your Cthulhu as well. So having some taunt in that is going to work really well. This is going to be great for a Cthulhu deck. Really good for a Cthulhu deck. And the Ancient Harbinger, I didn't realize it wasn't a battle card. It's at the start of your turn. So your opponent does have a chance to kill it. Although if you can have this survive a couple of turns, like imagine you go turn 6 this, your opponent can't kill it. Turn 7, you throw down your taunt. Now all of a sudden this is shielded, and it might be able to give you an extra couple of chances to draw. And it's not, that's right, it's not, it doesn't it doesn't summon a random 10 cost minion like that other card does. What it does is it takes a 10 cost minion from your deck and puts in your hand. So this is your Give Me My Cthulhu card. And you might put 2. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Let's see how much dust we get. Server's still a little bit delayed here, so things are going to take a while. So I already had, like, yeah, 5,000 dust from previous things. Only 2,800. We're only dusting 3 epics. I'm actually quite surprised. Although, I believe 2 of them are going to be... Oh, let's get rid of this. You can see the counts properly. Wait, yeah, that's not the one. Yeah, Forbidden Healing. So of the 3 epics we are dusting, 2 of them are Forbidden Healing. Which is kind of annoying, but not really that bad. Boom. Boom. There we go. Server lag! Now, how do we... So can we do, like, Old Gods Legendary? Comma Legendary? Can you do multiple searches? Legendary. What if I take out the comma? Nope. There's probably a way of doing it. Oh, there we go. Old Gods. Excellent. And then crafting mode. So, what are we missing? We're missing, oh yeah, Fangdral Staghelm. Your choose 1 cards have both effects combined. Very cool. Princess Huhuran. 6/5 for 5 is fine. Battlecry, trigger a friendly minion's death rattle effect. So just 1, but that's quite cool. There's a lot of possibility there. You know, the ones that summon extra stuff. You've Sylvanas. I mean, there's tons. Anomalous is quite cool. Deals 8 damage to all minions on a death rattle. All minions just take 8 damage. So when Anomalous dies, everything dies. That's short for Anomalous. I'm gonna read this. Ragnaros Lightlord is fucking amazing. What happens when you try and corrupt a corrupted Fire Lord? Double negative, insect. So it's an 8/8 for 8 that restores 8 health to a damaged friendly character, potentially including yourself. That's really interesting. Not convinced it's as powerful as regular Ragnaros, but will heal you a hell of a lot, and quite frequently. That's mostly what it is. It's going to be a big, like, thing. Oh, Ragnaros Lightlord can attack as well. Okay, so it's an 8/8 for 8 that can attack and be normal. And at the end of your turn, and obviously, end of your turn will be the turn you summon. So you summon an 8/8 for 8, and probably you get healed for 8 damage right away. Because most likely, that's going to be the case. You'll most likely be your only damaged friendly character. Now that's really good. Holy crap. Herald Volage, 5/5 for 6, Battlecry, summon a 1/1 copy of each of your other minions. I like that a lot. Holy crap. Holy crap, that is really cool. Zarl the Poison Bind. So Battlecry and Death Rattle. Add a random toxin card to your hand. These are very similar to spare parts, but generally more powerful. I think one of the toxins is exactly the same as another spare part, which is you stealth a minion for a turn. But I think the other toxins are all basically slightly more powerful than a spare part. And he's cheap too, which means you can easily see a lot of play. We got our Shaman one, Halaziel, the Ascended, which is quite nice. You know, not the beefiest in terms of stats, but could potentially... Halaziel's all your Dallas damages. Oh, you guys are terrible. Cho'Gall. The next spell you cast this turn costs health instead of mana. So it's quite cool because you can go Cho'Gall and still play a giant spell that turn. I mean, that's actually entirely the way it is because it's just the battle cry. It's just the one turn. So you have to go Cho'Gall and have a spell in your hand at the same time. You need the combo of both. You're not just playing from a 7/7 body. Malkorok. Battlecry. Equip a random weapon. He's a little underpowered for his stats, and he could give you a pretty weak sauce weapon, but he could also give you some crazy-ass weapons. And then there's a bunch of neutral dudes I didn't get. Nat the Darkfisher? Start your opponent's turn, they have a 50% chance to draw an extra card. Wait. So, okay. So it's a 2/4 for 2, but it's going to give your opponent extra cards. I can't imagine you ever wanted to play this. Maybe paired with some sort of weird Dwarven mill deck, assuming that's still a possibility, but what? Mukla, Tyrant of the Veil. Battlecry, add 2 bananas to your hand. Pro tip, do not bogart the bananas. So it's 5/5 for 6, which means it's slightly underpowered for its cost, but you get the bananas this time. Bananas are spells that give a creature +1/+1. And normally the classic Mukla gives your opponent the bananas, but he's quite cheap for a 5/5. Hogger, Doom of Elwyn. Whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 2/2 null with Taunt. Instead of, I think, the base level of Hogger auto-summons the 2/2 nulls with Taunt. But, so this can be weaker in some ways, but you can also pair it with a lot of, like, self-pings and whirlwind effects and things like that that could generate a bunch of extra nulls, right? Every null, get in here. That's the Emperor Valkyr, which I'm happy about. The Boogie Monster. Whenever this minion attacks, or whenever this attacks and kills a minion, gain +2/+2. Yeah. Only on attack, not on defense. I don't know. We got our Slitherer here, which seems a little bit weak sauce. Deathwing, Dragon Lord. Yeah, I love this. So 12/12 for 10. This is the different Deathwing than our previous Deathwing. Put all dragons from your hand into the battlefield. It's a little nuts. I like it. N'Zoth the Corruptor. Battlecry. Summon your Death Rattle minions that died this game. Okay, yeah, that's a really powerful effect. Might fill up the board. Here's the one I really want. Yogg-Saron, Hope's End. Cast a random spell for each spell you've cast this game. So we have those, like the Servant of Yogg-Saron or whatever, which you could come into play and at Battlecry, it casts a random spell with a random target. It could fireball you in the face, it could heal your opponent for a bunch, or it could, you know, do all kinds of crazy stuff. Yogg-Saron does that, multiplied by how many spells you have cast this game. So if you cast 10 spells, it's going to cast 10 spells. Completely at random. It's pretty nuts. And Yasharn, Rage Unbound. So we have that Yasharn's Blessing cards on the Druid. 10/10 for 10. At the end of your turn, put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. At the end of your... Okay, so you're always going to get at least one other minion at random from your deck. So nothing you've played so far, nothing from your hand, just stuff left in your deck will get put into play. So you're getting not just 1 10 for 10, you're getting 10 plus another creature. Wow, that's really good. He's really quite good. I mean, expensive and not necessarily, he doesn't instantly win the game. And that's often what you need for your legendaries, is you need them to win the game the turn you play them, because you're spending your entire turn doing this at a time when it's late in the game, usually everyone's low. And he doesn't necessarily instantly win you the game, but if you're not literally on the verge of dying, holy crap, he's good. Well, there we go. That is my second card opening video. I'm gonna work on some decks and see what we can accomplish. I don't like trying to decide which one I'd work on first. I might just do like a straight up shaman deck first and see how that works out. And then after that, obviously I want to do some sort of Cthulhu. Can you search for like Cthulhu? And find all the Cthulhu cards? Yeah, excellent. Okay, great stuff. And then the other thing I like to do is just go and, you know, undo these little new pop-ups. Because the thing to check is which of my classes do I have the most Cthulhu cards for. Not convinced on the Hooded Acolyte, although he is pretty tough and can buy you some time, especially if you can get him taunt or something. The Darkmender is quite nice. I didn't realize I only have one of them. Sorcerers are fine, a little bit more aggro. I actually have more of the Druid ones, but I'm not convinced. Well, the Dark Arakoa I really like, because again, you're buying time for your whole Cthulhu combo to go. It gives it +3/+3, and it's a big taunt. That's a you know, 7 points of health on a taunt, and with 5 attack means it's going to kill most things that try to smack into it, right? It's not like one of the 2/7 with taunts, where you can just kind of smack into it with a bunch of things that won't die. I don't know what kind of support cards. I mean, obviously as Druid you've got Ramp, which can help you get things going a little bit faster. I wonder if Druid Cthulhu is going to be the way to go. I mean, for me it might be, just based on my current card pool. And then we still get to mess with these. See, you've got Beast plus that. Let me make a new deck. Hang on a sec. Druid. And I'm in Standard, good. Custom deck. Whenever their suggested Ancient Gods one is, and what am I missing? I don't have any Crazed Worshippers. Whenever this mission takes damage, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. Yeah, see, that would be nice. I mean, it's a 3/6 taunt. Again, it buys you time to get your whole Cthulhu thing going on. And it actually will most likely give your Cthulhu at least a couple of points. It might only give it +1/+1, but probably it'll give it +2/+2, which means it's as good as a lot of the other battle cries, and is really good. I'll probably have to craft this. Unfortunately, it's epic. I've got Dust right now, though, so that's not too bad. But that's not what I want to see. I want to go custom deck, choose that, and I want to search for Beast. So what are we looking at? We do have these Addled Grizzlies. The Mounted Raptors. Oh, right, these are... okay, again, a little underpowered for their cost. You do get to summon another thing, but it's not another beast. Moon King counts as a beast, but I don't know, that's interesting. Right, Savage Combatant, which is a solid card, counts as a beast. So we do this, maybe the Wind Waker, or Walker. Wind Waker's a different game entirely, and then a bunch of beasts over here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that we have the depth of beasts to make the Druid Beast deck. At least I don't. Maybe if we go into crafting mode, what am I missing? Not the Knight of the Wild. Am I missing any neutral beast that might help? Oh, Mukla counts as a beast. Both of them. Yeah, I don't have either Mukla. I think if we go Druid Beast deck, I think you have to craft the normal Mukla at least. And you might even want to go with the Tyrant Mukla. Probably both. Double Mukla, baby. That's probably what I'll call the deck. Yeah, so I think if I were to make a Druid deck... oops, no. I think if I were to make a Druid deck, it would indeed be the Cthulhu variant. Because I don't think I've got the Beast stuff. I do wish I had those other taunts. I'd probably have to craft them. Oh, are they neutrals? The Crazed Worshippers are neutrals. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end this video here because I can't construct decks on video. I can make them and then talk about them afterwards. That might be a thing. Oh yeah, obviously. Oh, I'm happy about that bad boy. And obviously you need Cthulhu in there. And what's the Cthulhu Fetcher? Is the Cthulhu Fetcher not a neutral? Oh, right, hold on. The Cthulhu Fetcher, it's not actually a Cthulhu card. It's 10 mana. Mana. Right? What the hell's it called? Oh, I'll have to look that up. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Actually, I've got a thingy here. I've got a list of Cthulhu cards. No, I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up, but yeah, because I know I've got them. I just don't remember what they're called. So yeah, like I said, I don't make decks on video because it's never ever going to work out. But thanks for watching my deck opening. I hope you enjoy it. And I will probably try to come back with some actual Hearthstone gameplay videos relatively soon as well. See you next time, folks. Bye bye.